So this video is going to be more so of a checkup for myself in the next couple of weeks and more of like a psychology video. Because last week it was pretty bad for me. Honestly, I was going through a lot of mental struggles within last week. This does happen sometimes, not all the times. Like I probably get it like once every 2 months, you know, um, where I go on tilt and I'm very emotional, just due to certain circumstances that I could prevent. Right, as a trader, I have to react, and I was not reacting in the way that I should be as a profitable trader that I am. Um, so little things that I could be working on is not being greedy. Um, I'm not a greedy person, but last Tuesday or last Monday, I had bought 5 Top Step evals, passed them that day. Tuesday, came around Asia session, ended up passing them. Took my first trade on those accounts, and I was floating around 15K in a trade. Okay, now I'll break down the trade for you guys. It was simply just a 1 hour tap into a fair value gap here, 1 hour tap. Going on to the 5 minute time frame, we did get a 5 minute CISD here, right? Now, me, I like to play continuations towards draws on liquidity. So once we got this CISD and then we created this 5 minute gap, right? I'm looking for a retest and then a CISD out of that gap. Okay. Now, going on to the lower time frame, I ended up entering off this CISD, right? This candle closure, okay? Putting my stop at the high and then targeting these lows here on the 5 minute. So that was my overall draw. Now, remember, I was floating around 15K at the peak of this trade. I was being greedy. I wanted more for some odd reason. I was pretty confident in the draw being lower, right? I didn't pay attention to us having this SMT and reacting really hard. Um, right here we had this SMT, right? I literally could have just cut it. I was 8 points away from my take profit. Um, but like I said, I was being greedy, and I let this run all the way back to my stop loss. I didn't go break even. I didn't even try my stop loss in profit, which I should have. Usually when I am trading, I do at least trail my stop loss above an area where I think price shouldn't revisit, which should have been the high of this fair value gap. So my stop should have been trailed at least right here. Or if I went on the 30-second, we did tap into a 30-second, I could have trailed right here and then got stopped out in profit. But I didn't. I was being greedy. I wanted more, right? And in trading, that's not how you should think. You should think about longevity. I was just not thinking about that at all. And emotions hit me once, this did end up hitting stop loss. I like to be as transparent as I can. Um, with everybody that asks me about trading, my Discord, people on Instagram, TikTok, that ask me questions, that even look up to me about trading, and um, I like to be as transparent as I can. Like, it's not easy trading. Like, this is very difficult, mentally draining as well. So, getting on to what happened after, I ended up tilting, right? My emotions got to me. I was up a 1 to 3. Okay, I was up a 1 to 3. I should have, trailed my stops, but I didn't. Um, Ended up taking some silly, stupid trades, which I really shouldn't have, and then it just costed me. Ended up blowing all the top step accounts. Right now, later that week, Wednesday comes around, bought a new set of my fund of futures evals, half passed them in one day, and try to half past the rest and didn't go as planned. I ended up losing the accounts. Uh, Thursday went around, ended up buying I think it was like another stack of top steps. Ended up blowing them, the evals, and now I'm stuck with no accounts. I am working on some I bought on Friday. I'll go over the trade that I took. Okay. I took a long. It was right here. It wasn't this. Okay, so going back on the replay mode. This was the trade I took yesterday on Friday on the 26th of June. I saw that we were looking pretty bearish. I wanted to see these lows get taken right here, right? But when I'm trading, the most obvious thing you could possibly say to yourself is, if we're edging this low, right, and we're obviously displacing the opposite direction, what's the reasoning behind displacing that like that? Most likely we're not going to come for this low, and we're going to come and take out the opposing liquidity above, right? So that was my thought process. I was like, okay, I do see we do have I think it was a 15-minute SMT, maybe. No, there was no SMT, but we just started displacing, right? And we had London highs, Asia highs above, right? Overall target was Asia highs. I saw that we were tapping into a 15-minute bullish gap, which I want to see price respect this to go higher. Okay, now I scaled down to the 1 minute because that's what the time frame alignment is, and I'm looking for a CISD out of this 15-minute gap. Now, right here, we get the last up close candle before the deepest move down. Boom, we close above, and we get this closure, which that's my entry. Now, I'm not going to target Asia highs. I'm just going to most likely target high of day and then start trailing in profit. But this is pretty much the trade that I took to half pass TPT account. I did hit daily loss limit on some top steps due to just the emotions I had from Tuesday rolling over. And then I pretty much looked at myself. I was like, hey, you got to think longevity here. It's just a minor setback. I am pretty consistent in trading. I would call myself profitable. I get at least 5 to 7 payouts a month, right? Which makes me pretty much up on the month. I think even just on TPT accounts, within 4 days, I took out 7K with TPT accounts for only having them for 4 days. So, going to update you guys, once I, pass these top steps. If I pass them, going to take my time with the TPT account, halfway past that. And yeah, I just wanted to make this video showing full transparency on, kind of where I'm at in trading. I'm at a point where I am scaling. I'm scaling up pretty aggressively, pretty quickly, and I'm looking for those big results. Before, I was looking for even to just get my first payout, like when I was beginning trading. Now I'm looking to scale up 15, 20 accounts. You know what I mean? So it all comes with time. You got to think longevity. And it's not going to be easy. You got to stay focused. You got to stay locked in. But I know within the next couple weeks, July, I'm going to look to scale up very, very, very high with my trading, sizing up heavier on trades I'm pretty confident in. That's usually what I do. I'll update you guys with Apex. I have an Apex live account that I'm supposed to get within the next couple weeks. They've been saying that. They just reached out to me yesterday, actually. hopefully it's not a scam, right? Apex is hit or miss. I'm not really sure what's going on, but yeah, I'll keep you guys updated with the Apex Live account. Uh, and yeah, if you guys have any questions, I'm going to make some more technical videos on pretty much my strategy, how I trade, uh, like discretionary trading, just things like that to kind of help yourself understand um, how the market moves and kind of how to get your first payout. You know, people come to me, they've been coming to me on Instagram, TikTok, Discord. They've been texting me saying they, learn a lot from my videos and, how I teach because I don't like to overcomplicate things. The biggest thing in trading is to simplify your strategy, your edge, because trading's already hard enough, right? Why do you need to make it more complicated on yourself? So I'll keep you guys updated on how I trade next week. But besides that, if anybody has any questions, leave a comment. Shoot me a text on Instagram, AG Trades. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week.